How important is sex to men? Is it actually that important when it comes to relationships? The answer may surprise you. This is exactly what we're talking about today. Check it out. Hey there, this is Matt Boggs, and I am the founder of the Love and Relationships Division here at the Brave Thinking Institute, where our mission is empowering you to create and live a life you love. And that includes your love life. So if you like this video, I encourage you to click the little subscribe button and click the little bell, because every week we bring you videos to empower you in your love life. And today we're talking about how important is sex in a relationship to men? Is it really that important? And I think this answer might surprise you. Yes, it is that important, but it's not the ultimate thing that's important to a man in a relationship. So, of course, you probably know that sex is important to a man, but here's what is surprising, that there is actually something that's far more important to a man than sex. Do you know what it is? Could you imagine, what is it that's more important to a man than sex in a relationship? Because you have heard me say before that the only thing that separates a romantic, passionate relationship from a friendship is sex. So what could be more important than sex in a relationship? Well, here it is. It's respect. Respect is more important than sex. Well, how could you make that determination? Because over time, if a man isn't respected, if he doesn't feel respected in a relationship, he won't even be able to get it up to have sex. A man disrespected over time will become impotent. He won't even be able to get it up. When I interviewed America's Greatest Marriages and traveled over 12,000 miles interviewing over 300 couples, asking them what are the most important qualities for a lifelong marriage, a lifelong passionate relationship, they did talk about sex, but the number one thing above all was respect. And when I heard that in my late 20s, that was important information, but I didn't know how to use that. Say, well, okay, well, how do you show respect for one another? How do you actually cultivate respect for one another? And if you naturally respect one another, it's easy because they're doing things that naturally conjure up that feeling. But what if you don't respect somebody naturally? What if you kind of feel like that's lacking? Because that's the big question mark. Well, what if I don't really respect my man all that much? Well, one question is, well, why are you with him if you don't respect him? But it's not as cut and dry in that, is it? It's not as black and white, because there are situations where you love a lot about this man. You might be married to him, and over time he's fallen into habits and things that they're aspects that you don't respect. So how do you develop that feeling of respect? Well, level one is respect is developed over several really powerful practices. Number one is the practice of making and keeping agreements. So when you say you're going to do something and then you do it. He says he's going to do something and he does it. Even small little things. He says he's going to pick you up at 6 o'clock and he shows up ready at 6 o'clock. You said you're going to leave at a particular time and he shows up. Don't cast those aside as unimportant, as, oh, they should happen. Pay attention to those, fuel those, mark those moments down as, oh, this is great. This deserves respect. This is amazing. So respecting each other's time is really step number two. And not just respecting the agreements that you make with one another, but respecting each other's time as valuable and how you're choosing to use your time. So he might be choosing to use his time differently than you. Showing respect would mean not labeling it bad just because it's different, or unproductive just because it's different. Even if he's on the couch watching sports, if it's free time, if it's time that he is able to do what he would love in that moment, just like you've got time, you're able to do what you would love, respecting those times helps build the connection in the relationship. My wife, when I'd be working, she would call me, and she got into this habit of calling me during work, and I'd pick up the phone and she would be like, hey babe, I hate to bother you, but I've got this question about the kids or whatnot. And I would tell her, look, babe, if I'm picking up the phone, I'm clearly not in a meeting. If I'm picking up the phone, you are never bothering me by calling me at work. Anytime I get a call from you, that is a blessing. You are blessing me when you call me. And so she started to call me on the phone, and she would say, hey babe, I hate to bless you right now, but I've got a question. I was laughing. But here's what it did. it showed that she values my time. She values how I'm choosing to use my time the same way that I do hers. If she's working on a project or whatever, I'll say, hey, can I talk to you right now? Is this a good time? And she'll say, no, I need to finish this. And I'd come back later. And step number 3 in cultivating respect. And I love this one because, like I said before, respect isn't always a natural thing to be able to grow if you don't know how. But this is a magic move that you can make. And that is in the mornings, if you want to build the respect feeling between you and your man, in the mornings, get up and immediately think about 3 things that you admire about him. There might be things that you wish were different, but what are 3 things that you admire and are grateful for because of him? You admire the way he's determined and focused with his work. You admire the way that he prioritizes his health, perhaps. You admire the way, all the different things that you admire. What are at least 3 every morning that you admire? And then put those in the top of your mind. The reason you do it in the morning is because it puts you in a different state for your day. Your whole morning is going to be different. Your affection, your affinity for him, your connection with him through the whole morning process is different. That puts him on a different track for that day. That puts the connection for the 2 of you on a different track for that day. And then at night, as you're going to bed, share with him minimum 1, but up to 3 things here that you appreciate about him from that day. This is such a beautiful process for not only building connection between the two of you, but the natural byproduct of something that you admire and appreciate is you begin to build respect for that thing. And so in the beginning, you will notice that your mind will want to say, well, you appreciate this, but what about this, this, and this? And what that shows you, you've got a habit of looking at all the things that are wrong, all the ways he doesn't measure up, and all the ways he's falling short. No wonder you don't respect him if that's what you're focused on. Really, what you're focused on, the question is either do you want to be in the relationship or not? If you want to be in the relationship, then you've got the power to change it from the inside out by focusing on what you respect, focusing on what you admire, focusing on what you appreciate, and you'll notice something amazing. Your whole energy will expand, your heart will soften, your heart will open, and you will give love more freely to him. And here's what will be the amazing thing. Relationships either spiral upward or they spiral downward. As you open up, soften your heart, and share love with him through that love and appreciation and admiration, he will then turn around and give that same kind of love back to you. He will then be more attentive. He will want to pour energy on you, and the whole relationship will spiral upward. Which then, what's the next byproduct of that? Often you connect physically, is sex. When people feel loved, when people feel cherished, when people feel respected, and when people feel connected, the natural effect, byproduct of that is passion. And you start to get turned on by each other and you want to have sex with one another, and the whole relationship levels up from there. So my challenge to you is in the mornings, think about what you admire about your man. In the evenings before you're going to bed, share that with him and just watch the connection between the 2 of you build. My question for you is, when you want to grow respect for someone internally without having them change, what's your practice? What's your process? What really works for you? I appreciate you. Here is to your amazing love life. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.